Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mary. We are going deep into a declutter series here, so if you're excited for this video, we are going to be diving into primers here next. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love for you to stick around, like the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out my previous videos, we did the concealers. That was the last one we did. I'll have that linked down below and at the end here. And then we also did foundations. I'll create a series and I'll create a playlist. Is that what that's called? I'll create a playlist of the entire series for you guys. So I will just link that down below. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited for this next section. And let's start diving into these primers. Okay. It's primer time. Woo! I'm so excited. Here's the bin. I've pulled out from the previous videos the concealers and the foundations that are also typically in this drawer, just to kind of get that mess out of the way, and then we'll put them all back in at the end here. But we are going to focus on primers here, or like skin prep kind of products next, which is all kind of in this overflowing little bin here. So what we were doing in the previous ones is I was looking in and pulling out like the obvious ones that I was going to be hanging on to. And the biggest ones that come to mind are the very trendy like glowy things. So we've got the e.l.f. Halo Glow, we've got the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector, and like the NYX Yummy Skin. I feel like these are like obvious yeses. And one that's also very similar to those two is the Revlon Prime Plus. This one is their brightening and evening skin tone one. So with this being primers, I won't be able to swatch in the same way that I was with the like concealers and with the foundations. I'll try to kind of pump a little bit of product out and kind of give you guys like showing you guys how that looks. But it won't be the same, I don't think, as those other ones were. So we'll do it just for fun here. I know people enjoy swatches and stuff, but those glowy ones that I pulled out are obviously ones I'm gonna hold on to. So that first one that we pulled out was the e.l.f. Halo Glow. If you know, Halo Glow has taken over and everybody is trying to dupe the Charlotte Tilbury magic something glow. And Halo Glow was one of the firsts to take over. Now the Halo Glow that I have is darker. When I purchased this, they didn't have a light shade in, but I still really, really like using this under makeup and even mixing into certain foundations. It just is so pretty. I love the glow that this gives the skin. So we are definitely keeping that. And if I forget to mention it, I mentioned it in the other two that I did as well. We've got an alley bag set up here for our keeps, and then another alley bag set up here as well for the products that we'll get rid of. And then we'll kind of even probably put a little maybe pile off to the side here that we'll circle back on. But we are keeping the e.l.f. The other one that I really, really enjoy is that Maybelline Instant Age Perfector, the 4-in-1. You won't be able to really see this too well, but it's another really glowy product there. Love using this underneath. I haven't mixed this one in as much with other foundations. It's a little easier to do that with the e.l.f., but love putting this underneath makeup. It makes the skin look so beautiful. And then we've got the NYX Yummy Skin Glow Serum. This one I have not used as much as these other two and this final one that I'll swatch for you. But it is such a beautiful, glowy under base for prepping the skin. The scent of it is kind of funky. I'm not a scenty kind of person, but like the micro little glow particles in here are just so pretty. Ooh, it just feels really nice. Like it's definitely like a serum, but it has such a beautiful glow that it leaves on the skin. So that one is really, really pretty. Love that one, especially paired with the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation, which is one that we also did hold on to. And the other glowy one that we're holding on to was that Revlon Prime Plus. The Prime Plus, this Revlon Prime Plus has other versions, but this glowy one is the only one that I have that I really, really like. It has a pump. I think one of my favorite things about this Revlon one is, in addition to it having that glow that it can give the skin, it's got skincare in it as well, where it's got lemon extract, vitamin E and C, good for brightening. So I like that it's doing that to my skin underneath the makeup, but it's not as glowy, I would say, as the other three, but it does still give you that glow underneath, and I think it is so, so pretty. So definitely keeping that. What other obvious products do we have? Let's do this guy in here next. So as you can see, I've got 2 of these in here, so obviously I'm keeping one of them. So these are the Touch in Sol Pretty Filter Icy Sherbet Primer. I don't know what about this I just fell in love with. That's why I have 2 of them, but there's so much product in these that I don't know how long it's gonna take me to go through this, so I am gonna pass one of these along. I hope it gets in the hands of somebody who's gonna love it as much as I do. So I'm gonna get rid of my extra and just keep using the one that I've already been using, because again, there's just so much in here. But this just feels so cooling. Oh, it's so cold, it feels so nice. And then once as you start to work it in, it starts to feel kind of hydrating. And as you keep working it in, it's not like an insane blur, but it smooths out the skin, blurs the pores a little bit. I just love the finish, and like the way that it preps your skin for makeup is so nice. And the experience of it being cooling is so fun and enjoyable too. There's just something about it that I really, really, really love. It's not tacky or anything like that, so like it doesn't do like a whole lot of gripping or anything, but it's just putting it on my face feels so nice, and I love the way that it makes my skin feel afterwards. So definitely not getting rid of this anytime soon, and I hope that I can get good use out of this. And again, gonna get rid of my backup because it's gonna take me a long time, and I really hope that this gets in good hands. But I love this stuff. Another one that comes out to me right away that I'm definitely hanging on to, it's not quite like that. It's probably the opposite, but this other big and bulky thing here, I do not know how to pronounce this brand. Mosca? Can you guys see that? Mosca? I don't know. But opening this guy up here, it has a cute little spoon that comes with it. I've never used the spoon. And then you open like this, and it is this clear, let's try to get it in some good light, very clear product. But then when you touch it, it's very goopy and very jiggly and jelly-like. And this is a sticky primer. I probably grabbed way too much here, but it is such a fun texture. Yeah, that's definitely too much. But you rub this in, it melts down. It starts to feel very, very hydrating on the skin. And if you don't put too much on like I did, wipe some of that away. Once as it starts to dry down, alrighty, back in business. Had to replace the battery there. But we blended out this product here. And after you do, a little bit of time's gone by, so it's kind of dried down a little bit more. But this leaves such a nice tacky feel to the skin. So really good for allowing your makeup to grip onto, but still feeling very hydrating. Similar to the Touch in Sol one here. It's cooling, and there's just like this really nice experience when applying it. So I have really, really enjoyed this one here. So definitely keeping that as well. I would say in similarities to this grippy one here, another product that I definitely am going to be hanging on to is this Almei Skin Perfecting Comfort Care Primer. The biggest thing about this is that it also has skincare ingredients in it. Smooth, hydrate, prep, and perfect. And it's not as tacky feeling as the Mosca one, but it's still so nice. So it's kind of like a pinky tone. And then as you blend it in and you let it kind of work into the skin a little bit, it's a little thicker feeling than the Il Mosca one. And again, not as tacky feeling, but it leaves a little bit of a grip. For the longest time, I had been using this in combination with the Revlon. These two together, it made me feel so good and so happy. Skincare ingredients, got the glow that I wanted, got the smoothness and the gripness that I wanted from this. Really, really love this combination for prepping the skin. So we are for sure hanging on to that guy. Yes, tacky, tacky, tacky. Let's just kind of stick to, Let's stick to the sticky primers. So let's go into this guy here. This is Cover FX. This is the gripping primer. This is old and it is time to get rid of it. This is a wedding product for me, so I don't think that it's gonna go in the to-go bin. I think it's gonna go in my little storage of products that I will love forever. But I think this is one of like maybe not the first, but the first that came to mind for me at least, were gripping primers. This one was a big one. So, I mean, it feels honestly pretty similar to the Almei when applying, but I don't think it has all the other like smoothing, skincare, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But as this one gets worked in, needs a little bit more time, but this one definitely has a lot more of a stick feel to it than the Almei one does. This, I think, is a really good option for wedding makeup, so I would definitely repurchase this one. I really love how this feels on the skin, and I love the grip that it provides, and it helps hold makeup last and stay in place for a very, very long time. So this is going in my nostalgia bin over there, because I love that product and I love how it worked for my makeup on my wedding day. And the next sticky grippy primer I have is the good old e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the newer version with the niacinamide in it. I really honestly have not used this too often. It is thicker for sure in comparison to the other grippy primers that we've played around. It's like syrup. It feels like honey or syrup. That's very weird. Instantly just feels so tacky. So this is definitely the most grippy in comparison to any of them. That's crazy. That is so tacky. So tacky. I'm definitely gonna hang on to this. I just love a gripping primer. I probably will use this in combination with other primers. Again, like if I want some glow or if I want to use some smoothness for my other ones, and maybe mix it in so it doesn't feel as honey-like or syrup-like on my skin. But I know that the grip on this is so good. People will always do things of like, will it work? Do I have enough on? Look at that, it's so grippy. No, I didn't have enough on, but people love this stuff. Definitely is super duper duper grippy, so we will hang on to that. Another for sure that I will hang on to is this Bobbi Brown. I think this is like a mini, but it's the vitamin enriched face base. For the longest time, I thought this was an eye cream and I would use it solely under my eyes. No, this is the face base. This is for the entire face. They do have a specific eye one I know that people really, really love, but this is more of a skincare product, but is so good for prepping the skin for makeup and just getting it prepped, ready to go. I honestly have not used this as much as I should, but it's such a good feel. It's mostly just skincare. It's got the vitamins in there for brightening. I don't think it does a lot of like smoothing. It's kind of more of a lotiony feeling product, so kind of just provides like a hydration, not necessarily a glow, just a moisturizer underneath before you go in with all your other products. So this one I am definitely hanging on to. Another one that I'm hanging on to is the NYX Plump Right Back. Yeah, NYX Plump Right Back, their plumping serum one. This is just a mini version. There is like a bigger version that comes in a pump. This one just comes in a squeegee tube like this. And the couple times that I have used this, I have very much enjoyed it. I don't honestly know how much of this I have left, being that it's a mini, so I'll probably just use it until I get through it all. I do really like it. I am interested in getting the full version, but I probably won't repurchase until I've gotten a little bit more use out of the ones that I super duper enjoy. But this just feels, it feels hydrating, blending it into the skin. It's a serum, so it kind of just provides like a nice healthy sheen. I don't think it has any like specific like gripping properties. It's just supposed to help rejuvenate the skin, help it feel plumped and hydrated and juicy and alive. Like they've got like the little electric bolt on there, just like bring your skin to life a little bit in a nice healthy way. And I do really like how it feels on the skin, so we will hold on to that. Let's take a look at these matte primers. I did a video. I don't remember the video, but I will link it for you guys. I'll put the title here for you guys for what it was. But I compared these two side by side because to me, I'm like, these seem like they'd be dupes. They have different, very minor different formulas to them. I'll have to circle back and watch that video again to see which one I liked more. Clearly I held on to them. But these are matte. These are matte primers. So oil controlling. The first one here that I'm swatching is the Kiko Milano. And I think the thing about both of them is that even though it's matte, it doesn't leave a super dry, super matte look to the skin. If anything, it still leaves a nice sheen to the skin and keeps the skin looking super duper healthy. I need to look back on them and kind of remember. I don't remember. The L'Oreal Infallible one is definitely a little bit more lotiony like. It's a little actually thinner feeling. The other one is a little bit more like a thick gel feel. That one feels more like powdery after you rub it in a little bit more. This one still has a little bit of like a slip to it. Like this one seems to be setting down a little bit quicker. I'm gonna put these in the maybe pile. We'll see if I make a decision on those today because they're just so similar. I really don't know. And then what is this guy? No Filter Primer Color Pop. I forgot about this. I used this the one time for the video and completely forgot that I had it. Ooh, does it have particles in it? I think this is a glowy. Yeah, this is a glowier one. Luminizing. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that I forgot about this one, I think it's a really nice primer. I think I did enjoy it in my CoverGirl video. But for luminizing, I think clearly I have other ones that I gravitate towards more. So I'm gonna pass on that one and give it to somebody else who will hopefully get more use out of it than I would. Let's do Rare Beauty here next. This one I compare to my Touch in Sol, being that it's more of like that smoothing type primer. I've used this one a couple of times and I think that I like it. So yeah, that definitely has some nice smoothing properties to it. It's not the same experience as I get with like the Touch in Sol. The cooling on that one is just so cool. It's so cool. I do think I'm gonna hang on to this. I do like this one. It's better for travel in comparison to the Touch in Sol one because this one is just so big. Next up, let's do SPF Milani. This one's a tough one because I think I force myself to hold on to this one because it's an SPF primer, and if you know, SPF is good for you and it is something that you should really consider using on a daily basis. It's just helps keep your skin young, and I'm really bad about that. I could be better about a skincare routine and stuff like that. So I try to tell myself that I really need to hold on to this one and get more use out of it to try to incorporate more SPF in my routine and stuff. But I don't know. I don't use it as much as I should. So honestly, I'm going to keep hanging on to it for that purpose of trying to use it because it feels really nice. Like it blends in so nice. So I do need to get more use out of it. It's a good primer. And SPF is good for you, and you can still layer other things over on top of it super duper nicely. So I really need to convince myself to actually put that down as a base before I go into some of these other primers. We are getting through this one super duper fast. Oh my goodness. Let's check out the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Skin Solve. It's prime, blurring, hydrating. I think I really only used this maybe once or twice. I don't know if I love the scent of it. It's very thin. I really don't know what to think about that one. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. There's a lot of really good things about it, having the collagen in there. Claims to prime, blur, hydrate, and be a good, it says base. Okay, that's in a different language. Prime, blur, and hydrate. So it could be really, really good. I just don't reach for it as much as I should. So I am gonna get rid of that one. And then, oh my goodness, the last things that we have in here are like pore filling potted primers. We've got one from Winky Lux here. I've got a mini of the Tatcha, and then I've also got a I've also got an e.l.f. one as well. I really try to like these, and I go back and forth on if like how enjoyable they are. But there was a moment where I was using the Tarte Poreless, and it actually, like, it worked really, really well, but you have to be so specific with them that if you go too heavy, your makeup just does not sit on top very well. And I struggle with getting that precise amount that I don't reach for them because I don't want to mess it up. So I do think that I'm gonna get rid of these. I think when it comes to pore filling or smoothing or anything like that, when it comes to my Touch in Sol, when it comes to the Rare Beauty, and even the smoothing and stuff that comes from this Almei one, I just have so much better luck with those in comparison of like having to be so particular with these ones. So I am gonna get rid of these ones. Alrighty, and then let's circle back on these guys. I'll hang on to both of them again here for now. I'll have to do a comparison again to see which one is better, and maybe for other skin tones and stuff, you know, this one might be a better option versus this one being a better option for somebody. So I'll hang on to both of these just to have some matte options in the collection, but we've got good glowy products, we've got grippy products, we've got blurring products, and we've got matte products that we're hanging on to. So I do think that that's really, really good. Not as much when it comes to the primers that we're getting rid of this time around, but I'm overall super duper happy with the ones that we are holding on to. So I'm gonna get these put back in the bin here. I hope everything actually fits. Yeah, kind of fits. Look at that. We got well, sort of. Everything somewhat fits in there. Definitely still the most crowded in comparison to the other two that we've done here so far for the concealers and foundations. Still have a lot of primer. But primer's important. At least I think so. So I'm really happy with the ones that we are holding on to. Aside from like the Milani and maybe like the matte ones, those are ones I don't get a lot of use out of, but I hope to. And everything else in here I do actually really, really like. So I'm really happy with those. So that's the primers. We've got one more product in the bin here, which is gonna be the setting sprays. That'll be our next video here. So I hope you stick around for that one. And if you guys enjoyed this one, I would love for you guys to give the video a big, big thumbs up. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye!